The whisper before the storm, the night was too quiet. The wind stopped. Even the stars seemed to wait. People still scrolled, still laughed, still argued online, while something vast and unseen held its breath. And somewhere beyond the veil of time, a door ancient and invisible began to close. My spirit shall not strive with man forever. Genesis 6:3. Those words were written long before screens and satellites, but they were never erased. The door's story has been told 1,000 ways. A ship, a storm, and a door that shuts. Noah heard the warning, built the ark, and entered. The rain began, then silence, and the hinge of history turned. Now humanity stands before another door, not of wood and pitch, but of mercy and time. Every act of kindness, every prayer whispered at midnight, is a hand still holding that door open, but the light leaking through the crack is fading. The last signet began subtly, screens filled with stories of unrest, oceans changed color, skies bled at sunset, and no one could agree on why. A scientist called it climate shift, a preacher called it prophecy, a poet simply wrote, "Heaven is warning in colors. There shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars." Luke 21:25. Each sign felt louder than the one before, and still the world argued. The last sign didn't come with thunder, it came with silence, the kind that feels like a held breath before a scream. The sound of closing. Some said it was wind, some said it was machinery deep in the earth, others said they heard a door, a low metallic groan rolling across the horizon. Cameras caught nothing, only trembling microphones picking up frequencies the ear shouldn't hear. He that hath an ear, let him hear. People looked up from their screens for the first time in years, and for a heartbeat, every heart on the planet seemed to skip the same beat. Then life resumed, but something in the air changed. The divided world in the days that followed. The world split quietly into two kinds of people, those who felt the door closing, and those who didn't care. The first group started leaving messages, handwritten notes on park benches, digital posts that vanished as soon as they appeared. They said things like, "Forgive now. Love while there's time. The door is heavy, but it's still open." The second group mocked them, until the night power grids failed, for exactly 7 minutes across the globe. 7 minutes of absolute dark. 7 minutes where even satellites fell silent. And when the lights returned, the laughter was thinner. Echoes of the past. Historian in the story plays back old records. Times when the world thought itself immortal. Empires that believed grace was permanent. Civilizations that heard the knock and ignored it. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be. Matthew 24:37. The script cuts between past floods, burning towers, and neon cities still shining tonight. Voiceover lowers. Every warning ever given was not to frighten, but to awaken. And still, I stay closed. The countdown. Oh, one knows what triggered the final countdown. A pulse in the magnetosphere, a sound from beyond the clouds, a whisper only children seem to hear. Across the world, clocks flickered 11:59 and froze. Then a single word appeared on screens, in dozens of languages. Mercy. Not from hackers, not from governments, just dash their dot. And as quickly as it appeared, it faded. The choice people flooded temples, churches, rooftops, deserts. Some cried, some mocked, some recorded themselves for likes. But among them stood one small group. Those who remembered the stories. They weren't holier, just humbler. They looked at the sky not in fear, but in grief. They whispered one prayer. Keep the door open a little longer. The moment midnight. No thunder, no trumpet, just a sigh from heaven, so deep it shook the oceans. Doors closed quietly, but the world felt it. Every soul knew something had changed. When once the master of the house is risen up, and hath shut the door. Luke 13:5. After the door of mourning looked the same, but kindness was rarer. Compassion harder to find. It was as if a color had vanished from the spectrum of humanity. The news called it fatigue, the poets called it consequence. And the few who still listened at night could hear it, a faint echo, a heartbeat on the other side of a sealed gate. The remaining light, yet all was not lost, for even a closed door leaves a memory of light. The story ends not in despair, but in invitation. The narrator's voice softens. The door of grace closes only because another opens, the one called redemption. It cannot be bought, it cannot be forced, it can only be entered while the heart still beats. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Revelation 3:20. Final voiceover outro. So, if you hear the knock tonight, don't wait for lightning or trumpets. Don't wait for proof. Grace is not a clock you can rewind. It's a doorway you step through while it's still open. Because one day quietly, inevitably, it will close. And the sound you'll hear will not be thunder. It will be the echo of opportunity passing by.